with Z. It's great to be here again this morning. And for some reason, I noticed last week that sometimes it does cut out. So I am going to start that intro again and just welcome you all again to another episode of Tea with Z. My name is Zamir Solanki, and it is an absolute pleasure being here with each and every one of you again. Now, if you haven't gotten your copy yet, go and grab that. And I really hope wherever you are in the world watching this that you had a great weekend. And if you are still in your weekend, because I know some of our international viewers are still in their weekend at the moment, I hope you're having a great day there too. And despite all of the challenges that are going on, I hope you are keeping all safe and well. And you might be curious, I guess, well, if you're on lockdown, well, what does that downtime actually look for you? And to me, they're two different things. And a lot of the time, we perceive lockdown as being, I guess, an element of downtime and rest and rehabilitation. Whereas in fact, we're using lockdown to still operate. We're still working within the confounds of our home, our apartment, our maybe even our workplace if we are able to still travel to work, given the restrictions that are on at the moment. Whatever that might look like to you. So when I define the term as downtime, it's not about being in isolation and being in lockdown, but it's actually your recovery, your space to actually recover from those periods of work. Whether or not it's even work as in work, it could be even the chores and all the housework that we've got to get done. It could be all of the other things in your life that you have on your to-do list that might not necessarily constitute, I guess, a wage at the end of the day or a salary at the end of the day. And so when we look at downtime and when we look at the relevance of downtime in our lives and along our own health entrepreneurial journey, I'm going to start with the analogy of, I guess, our personal health entrepreneurial journey. So you might be joining me this morning as your own health entrepreneur. And like always, the definition of entrepreneurial could be in business, which is, I guess, you're running a health business and the rewards of that and the profits of that are revenue based and monetary based. Whereas in your personal life, being a health entrepreneur and an entrepreneur in that sense might be, I guess, building up to higher levels of well-being, high levels of care, higher levels of personal health. And so when we look at that personal perspective first, the element of downtime, in order for us to be able to perform to our best to maximize our own health and well-being, requires an element and a grit to recover. Now, when we look at grit to recovery and we look at the role of downtime, what's your definition of downtime? What does downtime actually look like to you? I know for me personally, it is spending quality time with my family, not looking at my phone. And I think that's a big thing that my wife, Natasha, always catches me out for. Is, if we are in elements of downtime and I start looking at my phone and checking my emails or whatever, then I'm not really present. I'm not really present in the moment with my family, and I'm not really in an element of downtime and relaxation because I'm thinking about work, because I'm thinking about what I need to do on my to-do list. And I'm not actually being present in that moment. And that moment for you might not be with others, but it might even be for yourself. Are you taking elements of downtime to recover through maybe reading a book? And if you are watching right now, show me some love and comment what your definition of downtime is in the comment section below, because I'd love to really hear and explore what that actually looks like for you on your own personal health journey. But why? Why is downtime so important? Why is spending that quality time with your family, if that's a value of yours? Why is it that we can, I guess, step away from our phones and really start having that quality time and being present in the moment with our loved ones? Or why is it that we just even need that time for ourselves? You might be in an isolated environment and you might be living by yourself and you're on lockdown right now and you've got a lot of time by yourself, but you're still maybe working or whatever. You might be keeping yourself busy, and your downtime might actually be a form of busyness to keep yourself occupied as well. And it's something at the end of the day, something that you enjoy for yourself. And that's the point of downtime. The point of downtime is something that you can enjoy for yourself. And Tash, what is downtime for you? Downtime for me is quality time with my family and also time for herself. Even if it's a short walk and sitting at a cafe to read or be in her own space for a few minutes. And look, of course, that doesn't come to a surprise for me. And as you know, we've got a 6 month, oh, well, coming almost onto 7 months now. Time is flying, but a 7-month-old daughter. And for Tash as well, particularly her downtime, at the end of the day, she's right now a full-time mom and actually going back to work in a couple of weeks. And as a result of that, her downtime is not always family time. Her downtime is actually the ability to step away from family and have some time to herself, have some time to really recover from, I guess, being a full-time mom. And my hat goes off to, I guess, all the mums that are watching right now and the roles that you play, because unfortunately, historically, mums have copped a little bit of a bad rap. Oh, being a mum isn't a job, being a mum isn't hard, and all that. Yeah, step into the day of their shoes, and you can see how full on it can actually be caring for somebody else. And when you look at that definition of caring, and I digress right now away from the topic of today, but when you look at the role of caring, I guess in our workplace, is it not that uh, do we not have professions being health entrepreneurs in our environments as the professional role of caring for others? When we look at those people in our world that are caring for a loved one, caring for others, caring for the elderly, caring for the limited able. And so when we look at that role, I guess just from even the simple form, or what is perceived to be the simple form of motherhood, downtime for that role and on her own personal health entrepreneurship journey is stepping away and is stepping out and finding something that she finds enjoyable for herself. And that's really important. That's a really important distinction. So when you look at downtime, what is firstly your definition of downtime? And as I mentioned, comment in the comment section below. But what is it for you? What is it for you in service to yourself? Because at the end of the day, if we don't have downtime that is in service to ourselves, if we don't have elements of grit and if we don't have elements of recovery and the grit to recover, so that means the actual persistence to actually be looking to recover. And somebody's jumped on here right now, and thank you so much. I'm going to jump on here, see who it is, and I'm going to comment in the comment section below. If you are in the Limitless group and you are commenting, please enable that little thing or tell me your name so I can actually see who's commenting. But I'm just going to load it up quickly because got to love it. I love that you're interacting with me, and so I definitely do want to jump on. Taylor, good morning, Taylor. So having downtime is something that you still need to work on, and sometimes that you may forget that you actually need it to recoup. You enjoy doing exercise, and this gives you the time away from your phone, study, and work to do something for yourself and for your health. And isn't that amazing, Taylor? Well done. Well done. And honestly, Taylor, you just stole the words out of my mouth, and I absolutely love it. And I'm sure Taylor can attest to this. The requirement to have elements of downtime and the beauty in having downtime is that it helps you to step up your levels of performance. It is something that you need to, as Taylor mentioned, you need to do to recoup. And when you look at professional athletes, they don't show up on game day. They don't show up on their track day. They don't show up to the Olympics and just start running, just start performing at that elite level. There's enormous levels of training and there's enormous levels of recovery. And when you look at the world of business and as an entrepreneur, whether you're in the business sense or even just in your personal sense, but as an entrepreneur that is taking charge of your own health and well-being, or if you're in the business of making a profit for others and for yourself so that you can care better for your community and you can afford to employ people. When you look at the definition of entrepreneur, Wouldn't you agree that the definition of entrepreneur has the same sort of caliber of determination, of grit, of resilience, of that of a professional athlete? Yet who here, when I ask entrepreneurs, when was the last time you took a holiday? What does your downtime look like? What do you do to care for yourself? And that question is often quite hard to answer. And at the end of the day, we don't ourselves as entrepreneurs recognize the importance of having a really stringent downtime routine or even placing a priority on it. And if we know that professional athletes who are required to perform to an elite level need to have strict periods of downtime and recovery, then why, as entrepreneurs, aren't we focusing on that for ourselves? And so that's my question for you today. Is we've just passed a weekend and you may be working all weekend. But if you are somebody that's working 7 days a week right now and simply recognize to themselves that you cannot afford to find elements of downtime, even if it's 15 minutes per day, to focus on you, to do something for you, whether it is a walk outside, whether it's a run, whether it's to the gym, whether it's elements of meditation, whatever it might be, whether it's reading, whatever fills your cup, visualization, affirmation, journaling, whatever it might be, why aren't you prioritizing it? What is stepping in your way right now that is preventing you from prioritizing it? And what impacts is it having on the rest of your performance? Because all the research is there, all the data is there to say that if you yourself cannot recover, then you cannot perform. And so that's my question to you today is like we kick off this week is start going into the mindset of what is this week going to look like for me? Is it going to be a crazy week? Is there a lot going on? And then where have I moments of recovery? Is it just simply that you're going to bed a little bit earlier? Excuse me. Hopefully I muted that in time. Is it elements of recovery? And how have you diarized that? How have you time blocked that out? And in the business sense, as we've tick off a very busy month for us as entrepreneurs in the business sense, how are you not only doing it for yourself, but how are you ensuring that your team are focusing on elements of recovery as well? And not just your team, but what are you doing when you go home? What are you doing for yourself? But you might even be sharing those elements of recovery with others. You might be prioritizing going to the gym with another family member, but at the end of the day, you might be having two separate workouts. So in essence, you're encouraging each other to step back and do something meaningful for yourself, but you are also having those degrees of freedom in order to empower your own self to recover. So that's my question for you today and for this week is what does your calendar look like? What does downtime and the definition of downtime mean for you? And how have you scheduled it for this week and for your days to come? So once again, thank you so much for jumping on, and thank you, Taylor, for jumping on and on the Limitless Network today. Thank you for that. And what I wanted to really mention here is just this quick little, if you are on the Limitless Network, and before I jump in that shout out there, I'd love to see each and every one of you. And unfortunately, in our Facebook group, it does come up as, and this is Taylor's message here, and thank you so much, Taylor. It does come up as Facebook user for some reason, because this streaming platform does require you to give a little additional permission. So jump on there. I have put that comment in the comment section, and I will do it again just right now. Stream on. I think that's it. shadow.io/FB. Cool. I've just commented on there. So jump over to that, and big shout out once again to the Limitless Network. We had a really great discussion on Friday. I don't know if you saw the post that I put up last Thursday, which at its core was not controversial at all. but unfortunately, people were mixing up the word vacation with vaccination, and it triggered many people. And we discussed exclusively in the Limitless Network the psychological reasons why they read vaccinations instead of vacations, and the psychological reasons behind that, and the terms, and sorry, the behaviors and the traits that actually underpin that emotion that they responded to. So jump into this group if you want to check that out. That's exclusively in this group, that T with Z. And like I always mention as well, is your definition of health entrepreneur could be anything. It could be that you are looking to improve your own health and well-being, or you are actually in the business of health. But if you value health in any way, shape, or form, then that group's an amazing place for you. So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day and an amazing week. Stay safe, stay well, and wherever you are, yeah, I'm really keen to see, even if you're watching the replays, comment in the comment section below, and yeah, seeing what your downtime actually looks like for you. Take care now. Bye.